Hey everybody, welcome to WAEofFishing. I am out here today doing some product testing for some baits, but in my book bag I've got a package that J-Mac sent me from Discount Tackle for y'all, because this is a giveaway video. Inside this gigantic bag, I've got a ton of baits from 13 Fishing, okay? So inside of here, we have bubble butt worms. There's a lot of bubble butt worms in here, different colors, two different sizes. One of my favorites, My Name is Jeff. There's a bunch of My Name is Jeff. My Name is Jeff is a paddle tail from 13 Fishing. Probably my ultra favorite from 13 Fishing is this rabbit stick. I think it's called a rabbit stick. Oh, excuse me, a joystick ultra thin rabbit ear tailed worm, okay? I called it a rabbit worm. I've been using it for the last 2 years, but I called it a rabbit worm. I'm gonna take one of these out, tell you guys how I rig it. More rabbit tails. This is the little bitty one. That's great for drop shot. The package never quits. My name is Jeff. If you're watching this video, go down in the description. It's gonna have giveaway rules, how many people can win, and how many packs per winner we're gonna do. Okay guys, I apologize for all the extra noise. I don't live in the country. I live in the capital of the state of Virginia. Like, in it. We are downtown and people are out because it's finally not freezing here. So the first bait I want to talk about is the joystick. This is the rabbit ear tail worm. I'm gonna mess up on this video because I always call this a rabbit worm. So if I call it the rabbit worm, you know what I'm talking about. So this was a pretty slick little bait, and I tell you guys, I've been fishing it on my, see if I have one. Yep, I do. This is my finesse hook box. Shout out to Spro. I have been fishing this rabbit ear tail worm on my favorite finesse worm setup, a 1/8 ounce Charlie Brewer slider head. Okay, you can rig these Texas with the sliding weight. You can rig them split shot. You can do like a finesse Carolina rig if you want, but my main method of fishing these is on a jig head with an offset hook. Okay, that's probably not going to show up. That's a jig head with an offset shank. It's basically a Texas rig with the weight mounted to the bait. So what I was doing this past season, I was putting the hook through, rigging it Texas. I can do a video on that if you want. There's videos on that around. All right, so once I have it rigged, the way that I've been fishing this is swimming it back to me, throwing it out, letting it sink to whatever depth you want, reeling and popping. This tail section is so soft, and these are basically dual paddle tails, almost like on a swim bait, okay? And it comes through the water and it undulates as you pop it, and it's kicking. And this has been really effective for me finesse fishing 1/8 ounce weight with the rabbit ear tail worm. You can also drop shot this. I think that 13 Fishing has a video where they are actually drop shotting the bait. That's the first place I saw it, and as they hit the rod, the whole bait just moved so nicely. And you can imagine those tails when that drop shot's falling and they're just kind of kicking their way down. This is a good bait, okay? This is the 13 Fishing joystick ultra thin rabbit ear tail worm. Henceforth, I will call this the rabbit worm, or the rabbit tail worm, or rabbit something, because I cannot get the joystick. I cannot ever remember that. Now also, they've got a weird scent built into them. Super mega certified donkey sauce. You definitely smell it. I can't say, it's like familiar, but not, I don't know what it is. But they call it donkey sauce. And it's built into the worm. We're giving this away. We're gonna give away some My Name is Jeff's, and we're gonna give away some bubble butt worms too. That might be the wrong name for that too. Bubble butt, bubble butt. Let's see. I'm gonna put this hook away before I stick myself and have to end this video because I'm an idiot. Let's talk about the My Name is Jeff. There's a lot of baits out there. I actually use the My Name is Jeff for redfish and speckled trout in Chesapeake Bay, okay? Everybody makes a paddle tail. I like the My Name is Jeff because, one, because of the sizes it comes in. That's a really good size bait for speckled trout. Okay, this one is 4 inches, but it's the tail size, the body size, the length. It's just the right size for me for inshore fishing for speckled trout and redfish. Mostly specks. Lately, on my redfish have been on top. But they will hit this. I do keep this tied on. So let's talk about this. Like I said, everybody makes a paddle tail. This paddle tail is actually a bit different. Left to right, it's wider than it is top to bottom. You see that? The profile of the My Name is Jeff is actually wider from left to right than it is top to bottom tall. It's got a bit of a fin on it to help it track, but that's just a completely different profile than your typical paddle tails, okay? It's got a slot in the middle. I can't really show it to you, you can feel it, but you can feel like it's almost like 2 halves of solid material kind of wedged together. I use these for speckled trout and redfish. They would work for bass. They'd work on a Alabama rig. They'd work on I usually just throw them on a ball head jig, 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, but they would work on anything. They'd work on a scrounger head, jig head. You could put them on a chatterbait head, vibrating jig, even without the skirt, which is what I do a lot of times for smallmouth. So My Name is Jeff. This color is the best color. That color is called Smoke and Mirrors. It's essentially like a ghost or an icicle, a white silver flake with a clear belly. So they call it Smoke and Mirrors. That's a good name. That's a pretty good name. The last bait we have for the giveaway, and make sure you stay tuned to the end. I'm gonna tell you why we are doing a giveaway. Again, the bubble butt looks like a worm, right? But it's got a bulbous tail, okay? So in the water, that's a little bit more mass to move around. So if you wacky rig it, right, that's a little bit more mass. If you put it on a shaky head, see how that like just carries it, because it doesn't taper to a small point. It tapers to something bigger. So you just have that little bit of extra mass to create that movement. What you cannot see on camera is this bait is not round. This is it's 6-sided. This bait is not round, it's 6-sided. And then each of those sides has a little ridge. So when you grab it, it feels different. I've never wacky rigged this, but I can imagine because it's not round and because it has the sharp edges at each of the points where they intersect, that on a wacky rig, that's gonna create some subtle motion as it resists the water falling. Prove my theory, disprove my theory. If you win this, you let me know. How does it do? But I don't throw weightless wacky that often. I used to a lot when I was younger. Most of the time I'm throwing this, it's on a shaky head. So your favorite shaky head jig in the bottom, you can rig this weightless Texas behind Carolina rig. You could rig it on a drop shot. I don't rig baits this big on drop shots. That's a lot of mass above my weight. I don't like that. I like very slender baits because I use very light weights on my drop shot. Even if I'm drop shotting 30 feet of water, I rarely go over 1/4 ounce of weight. So, okay, so why am I shooting this video today, right? I could have just gone out in the water and fished and just randomly picked those baits and used them, but we wanted to let you guys know that those particular baits, the My Name is Jeff, the bubble butt worm, and the rabbit tail worm, are cheaper at discounttackle.com than any other retailer anywhere that you're gonna find those baits. You cannot beat the price at discounttackle.com. That is exclusive to us. You will not find that price anywhere else, bar none. There is not debate on that, okay? You will not. I'll have a link below that will take you to those baits. As a way to announce this and to celebrate this great deal that discounttackle.com has for you on these baits, we're gonna give those away. When Jamie, if y'all remember back when I shot the video on Toho and the guy was in the boat with me, that's Jamie or J-Mac. When J-Mac told me these were coming, he told me why they were coming. I said, hey, why don't we give these away? He loved the idea. So we're gonna put in the video's description how many winners will be chosen and what you need to do. So watch this video before you comment. Go down in the video description, read the rules, right? We'll pick some winners. We'll get these out to you before it warms up, before you start fishing. You know, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching. I had fun filming this video. Even though it's cold and nasty, it's always nice to get out of the house and touch some water. My hands have been underwater today. They are freezing. My feet are dry. But like I said, I was testing baits. I had cameras underwater. I had to do things. So out here suffering for what I love, but that's what we do. Thank you for watching WAEofFishing. I will see y'all in the next video.